Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to On a Real Note. I'm Alisha Williams.
My name's Alyssa.
And we have a special guest for you guys today. Somebody a little bit newer to the business, right? Miss Katrina Star.
Hi.
Welcome. We're super excited because we actually just came back from a huge company event, right? A huge convention. So we're fired up. We're excited. But we want to just kind of give you our take because they always say big decisions are made at big events, right? So we just kind of want to pick our brains of how we're feeling. I'm a little bit older in the business. I have more time here. And of course, Alyssa, right? She is the daughter of company legends. So that's a completely different perspective. And of course, of somebody new, right? This is her first big event. So Katrina, let us know, what did you feel about the event?
It was such an empowering event. I genuinely got to see what you're able to do and how much you're genuinely able to get, and it's so rewarding because it's not by yourself, it's with a team. You're surrounded by people who love you. We were in a whole convention with 11,000 people and we all had the same energy. Everyone was so fired up and it was so motivating. We all met up afterwards and we were like, okay, we're gonna go recruiting. And we did. We got like 15 contacts with just 3 of us, and it put something in our heart that just made us want to fight for it. And I think it made us angry being able to see all the people winning, and we were just back there, like our coach says, we were the little clappers in the back. We want to be the ones in the front, being able to be on the stage, giving the speeches, like empowering people. So I think it definitely made us fight. And I can speak for her too because she got 5 contacts and I got 5 contacts, someone else got 5 contacts, and it was a very good event.
100%. So I'm super excited too, just seeing somebody that's like very fresh and coming in with their very first event, right? And this is living proof, right, of why you want to bring your new people to these events, right, to these things, because there's nothing like the synergy in the room, right, of something like that. That's why we always say you can't recreate it just in your office, because sometimes when you go into something like this, you're like, oh, okay, you don't understand how big, how significant the company is, right, until you kind of get to plug into everybody else, because there's so many different people, so many different walks of life, right? There's probably going to be some people that look like you, that talk like you, that come from the same place.
Completely different.
Right? Too. And completely different. And that's something that you need to see, because I may not be somebody that can inspire Katrina, right? Maybe she doesn't see herself in somebody, and she might not believe that she can do it, right? Katrina's different. She knows she can do this, right? But there might be somebody, right? There might be somebody that you have that they don't see it in themselves until they connect and they can feel themselves in a speaker on stage, right? But I'm so curious to what you feel, Alyssa, right? Because it's completely different for you, right?
Yeah.
From the very first event to something, you were born into this, right? Mm-hmm. So you're used to seeing your parents speak on stage. You're used to all of that, the recognition, the trophies, right? Yeah. The trophies. Yeah. The trophies. What was this event like for you?
Yeah, I think, so definitely it was completely different for me, because in the past, I have come to events, like my very first event, like for her, my first event, I wasn't even in the company yet. My first event was back at the convention in 2019. I was like literally brand new, straight out of high school. I think I had just turned 18 2 days before. So like, and that's a kind of a tradition for people who were raised in this. They take their kids like literally like right when their kids are 18. And like it's just something that happens.
Right.
And I know you guys heard it in the speakers. Yeah. Like I think 3 of them said like my parents already had me in.
Right.
Was up there. Yeah. Mara's kid was up there.
Literally. So like usually like you start in since you're like young and since you're little. So I grew up coming to events like before I even started. I would show up to the women events. Since I was a kid, I showed up. I came since I was like a baby. Like I would show up, and I absolutely like loved watching my parents go up there. Right. But then now being in it, and I wasn't sitting in the front because every single event I would sit in the front row with my parents. I would get to see they had like their name slots chosen for them. It would say like Kathy and Alyzza Muñoz. Let's say Kathy Muñoz, Alyzza Muñoz in their own like select seats, and I would usually like sneak in like because somebody else wouldn't be there, so I would sit in the slot next to them, and it was so different this time because I was up in the bleachers like with the team, and I got to see like that. I think that's what like hit my heart. My parents didn't speak this time, and I got to like I think that's where like. All the changes came in. It was a whole nother feeling of seeing other people go up and not my parents this time. Or like hearing other people on there, like me knowing I deserve to be up there, and then hearing other people's stories and being able to relate like to G2. I think G2 was the one I completely related to 100%. You're gonna hear me say it one day when I'm up there, but I genuinely thought when they kept saying, oh, they closed, or did you close? I was like, why the hell are they closing that damn door? Someone needs to lock that shit and throw the key away because they keep opening it. Like, so why do they keep calling and checking? Why do they keep opening it? Like, why the door isn't closed? Like, I was so confused. I was like, I kid you not. And that related when he said, I don't know, I think he's a producer. So that was me. I used to be like, so what do you do? Wait, I knew what the genre, or I guess like I knew that they were in finance, but like the industry, but I didn't know what else. I was just like, so you go on stage and you talk and you get paid, or you go to people's homes and you talk and you get paid. Like that's all I knew. I didn't really understand anything else. So it was really funny, like seeing G2 up there and he's speaking like my language. He's speaking like my truth, like, oh, just charge it to the room. Seriously, like I learned that when I was like 5 years old. Just charge it to the room. Like get bracelets. Oh, to the room or to the bracelet, whatever it was. Like I was used to it when I saw him up there. But then I started thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I'm up there. Like what I said right now, but the closing, I cannot wait till I'm on stage and I say that and everyone's all laughing because like most people like in the business, they're so used to like the lingo because they're in it now and they get the lingo, but like then you think of it from a child's perspective who came in and all they hear is on the phone, oh, did you close, and you're just like, what? Like why do they keep leaving the door open? Like I don't get it. Like you start understanding, like I think hearing that, like it's gonna be funny when I go on stage one day and I do that, but like I think like my perspective was this time around because I've been to events before it was just like I want to learn, and this time I was looking at them like, of course I learned a lot, but this time I was just like, damn, I need to be up there. Like there's no way that I'm not going to be up there. There is no way the next one that comes next year my parents are not going to be up there. Like there's no reason for any of that. Like I need to be up there. I need to be up there speaking. I want to be up there motivating, because I walked on the stage for a quick like a couple minutes with my dad and like it was great. But at the same, like I felt like, like that's where I belonged. But then at the same time, I was like, I didn't go up there for me though. I walked up there because my dad didn't want to go without my mom, and he didn't want to go alone. And people know me there kind of, so I was just like, hi, nice to meet you again, and nice to see you again. But I don't want to go up there for that reason. I want to go up there because like it's my turn to talk. I'm going up there because that was how much my income was. Yeah, like I want to earn it. And I think like seeing that, like it was like this convention just opened like a whole new set of eyes for me. But now for you, I know this is completely different for you, because I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but usually you were up there where I was, right? And this time, I think is this your first event where you're down there?
I've been on floor seats, I believe like once or twice before.
But how was it this time with you, like where you're at in life right now and the changes that have happened in your life since that time?
Right.
How was that for you? That's how I want to know, because I saw you were all pumped up, you were excited, and like I could see the difference in like your experience getting to sit down there in the floor seating versus us where we were up back in the general seating.
Because it was not an easy 2 years for you. You've gone through it, and you pushed past it, so it was something different. But for you, especially because you were in the VIP, like how did that make you feel?
I was so excited, you guys. There's like no feeling, like just leading up to it, and I feel like convention came so fast. Well, mini convention, right? It was like a different feeling than the one that we do in Atlanta, but it's like you said, the first, like, the biggest event that we've had since, well, no, we had the other times I've had, like, some sort of team with me, honestly, you know, besides just my mom and I. So just seeing the growth, like, from where I was before to now, where I'm having my team, and I had my team on the floor with me, you know, and that's what I wanted, was, like, I need to make sure, like, not only am I experiencing this, because I had people where it was their very first event too, and so I was so excited to be that, like, leader figure for people and have them fall in love with the business the way that I fell in love with the business, right? The way that I love it, because I know how great it is, right? So, and like they say, it's a completely different feeling when you're in something like that with as many people that were there, right? It's so different. Now you start to see, oh, this is bigger than what I thought it was, right? So, but I wanted to be the leader for me, like, that's why I wanted to go up there with you guys in the general and still be like, hey, like, let's make sure we're excited, and, like, because I understand what that's like. You know what I mean? I understand being in the back and, like, you feel like you're the only one that's excited and you want to make sure, like, why isn't anybody else excited to change their life, or, you know what I mean? But one of the things is what I've learned, because, like, of all the failures that I've gone through in the business and in life, is sometimes it's like they say, a lot of people die before they're buried, right? Yeah. And it's true even in a business like the business that we're in. Sometimes some people start to get bitter. Some people, very resentful. Some people start to just get stuck and they're eating at themselves, like, damn, why am I not on the floor? Or why am I not further up on the floor? Or why am I not on stage? Man, I've been here so long. I've never done X, Y, and Z, right? The longer the clock keeps going, the less and less and less you believe that this is for you. And so for me, when it comes to, because I've been in the business for a hot minute, right? And so I never resentful. You know, that's something that is just not in me, to be resentful. I just don't have that. I understand it. I just don't have it. Because for me, when I think I've been in the business long enough to know that there's waves. And one of the things you have to do, everybody can be great. Everybody has greatness within them. You know what I mean? I see Katrina, I see you, and I can envision you on stage. Yeah. Right? I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you. Me too. I'm so excited. Right? For the world and everybody to see who you are. Right?
It's very easy to get discouraged.
It's very easy to get discouraged. From a day, you can go out talking to new people about the business, and one person could say something and it take you out the gate.
That will never not be said, that's not discouraging, but you have to keep going.
You have to keep growing. And so it's so important to go to events like this where you see other people, like, different timelines too, where it's like, I've been in the business for, like, even, like, the greats, right? They're like, you don't understand. I've been in the business for so long, right? Art Martinez, he showed his shoes, the bottom of his shoes, crying on stage. That's the stuff that inspires me, because I'm like, they've gone through it. They've gone through the peaks and the valleys, and they've still overcome, right? It's stuff like that that inspires me. But it's also the people that are shooting stars, and they, like, fly through the business and the milestones like nothing, because you need to see both. Yeah. You need to see both. You need to see, like, I can come in this business brand new and I can be at, like, a 6-figure income like that. You need to see that, right? Because it is possible. It is possible. And we've seen that time and 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 time.
Especially 18, 9 doesn't matter. 45, no limits.
Right. Like, how is there an 18-year-old that's doing the business part-time, still in high school, at a 6-figure income? Yeah. Right? Stuff like that it's getting better and better and better every day for the newest person coming in. That's inspiring, right? But you also need to see the people that have been in the business for a very long time, but they didn't give up. You know what I mean? And I hope that I can be that for people, you know what I mean? Because I have been through so much shit. Sorry. You know, part of my French, you're screaming shit up my words. Right? Like, I have been through so much. But at the end of the day, there's so many people that have been through the same or worse. And that's all walks of life. And that's why one of the things that I will always, and I'm glad that Vivian Diaz touched on it at the event. Her mom passed away August of 2020. 2 months later, my mom passed away in October of 2020. And I remember when and I talked about this before, but I'm going to bring it up again. I remember when her mom passed, being like, I don't know how the hell she's still here and going through it. And I don't know what I would do in that place. 2 months.
You were sitting in VIP, that's what you did. That's what you did. You sat in VIP and you earned your spot.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because it's like you have to keep going. You have to keep fighting. And the fact that I can not only fight for myself, but bring people with me, that's why I was so fired up. For all the new people that weren't just my team, but also like our hierarchy, that's what fires me up. Being able to like help lead the way and show that like, dude, you know what I mean? You got this, let's go. You got this, let's go, right? Being able to be fired up for you, I'm proud of you too. The second gens that are going up and killing it and killing it and killing it, it's your time.
No, seriously.
It's your time.
I 100% agree. I'm so sorry.
No, literally,
my voice is, I was screaming. You can know how excited I was. You can hear it.
Right.
I was screaming non-stop. But honestly, like, dude, this like convention that we had, like, it excited me so much to like get to see like I said, like all the other second gens and like what they've done. Like they're the perfect thing too that I always said is all of them, they were ran by like the oldest son. I was like, I have my spot. I have a spot because there isn't like a spot like mine where it's the oldest daughter. Like there isn't that spot yet that's been like blowing up and like somebody is taking it all the way through. Like there hasn't been a person yet, and I have my opportunity, and I got to see like all these other people doing it, and it just excited me, like getting to see Vivian up there, getting to like when I went up there with my dad, I like when we got down, I spoke to some people there, and like when the way that I felt and how like I just like look, I literally kid you not, I stood there and I just like looked like around when I was on stage, when I was backstage, when I was like I think literally Gary was talking and I was standing right on the side of the stage, just looking at everybody who was on the front and just staring, and I was like, this is where not only where I belong, but I think seeing Mario, and when he was up there, all of his team came to the front.
Right.
That was what I envisioned.
That love.
But it's not just the love. It was literally seeing all of you guys being able to even come up because you were in VIP. Being able to have a huge group of people in our office. Like, I think what it grew for me wasn't just the vision of where I could go. It was the vision of where our office is going to go.
Right.
It was getting to see how many, think of Gary. Gary was up there. But so was Vivian.
Right.
And so was April, and April Bonner and her son, Monty. And like getting to see so many people like also come up from art. Like when I saw that, I was just like, that's gonna be us. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be G2 female version. And then and then my dad and my mom are gonna be up. They're gonna be Gary up there, because you already know my mom and my dad. They switch. They go up there, and like I think that was like I got to envision. I remembered the stories I heard of my parents and the way that they were adored and loved. I remember somebody telling me that the way that everyone screams when Noemi Rubio goes up there is the way that people would scream for my mother and more. And I was like, are you serious? And they were like, yes, I kid you not, that's your mother. And I was like, when I was just seeing every kid,
can't wait to see that.
Right.
I was just like, I'm like, at this point I took ownership, and I think that's what that did. I took ownership, and this is my business. This is what my children are gonna inherit. And like I was just like, it doesn't matter at this point what has to get done. I'm gonna do it because this is mine. And I had to like recognize that, like, well, who else is gonna build the bass shop? I'm gonna have somebody else do it. This is mine. Why am I gonna have somebody else do it? Like, why am I gonna ask my parents, drag them back to the field when they don't need to? They have me, and I can do it. You know, like, wow. I think it was like, that's what this did. It gave me like that ownership of, this is mine. But this is, I think, in seeing Gary, I think that's why I was so like I was just so like excited, and I was like talking, I was like, yeah. And like when he was like shout out to all like the second gens, I was like the only one who was like, yeah. And everyone's looking around me like, what the hell? And I was just like, let's go. Like, it was just so much excitement, because I was just like there's some not only like there's gonna be so many more second gens coming up. Like, each of you're gonna have your own children.
Next event's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is, dude. Yeah. And like I think like how I saw it is like I said, in the future you two are gonna have kids. I want to be an example for second generation, because you guys will have second generation kids. Right. And I was like, I want to be that example of what a second gen looks like. Like, I want to like be up there, and I want people to look at me and be like, there you go. Like, I want my kids to see what can be built because of what she's doing. I want, like, that's like kind of just how I want to, like, I want my family and our office to be seen as the example of what it looks like to properly build. I'm so sorry for the spit. Properly build.
She's passionate.
I am. Like, what it looks like to properly build, like a great hierarchy. Like, I don't care about the whole competition between those two sides.
Right.
Whatever, dude. Like, they can not both set aside, but like, I don't care. Like, at least that side can set aside, and we will be up there next convention. That is gonna be that size or the size of that one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I envision. Like, I just took the ownership. Like, I want to have people up there speaking, and I don't just want 2, 3, 4. I want like at least 10 of us who get a chance to speak up there. Because the way that people are blowing it out of the water, dude, we have so much talent here. Yes. And I think like seeing that was just like, we're gonna take it. Mm-hmm. Like, like I just had to. Like, I had to take ownership. I had to understand this is my company. If anything's gonna happen, it's gonna be because I'm pushing people and I'm motivating people and I'm doing my part. Because there's no way I'm not gonna do my part.
Right.
Because like it's time. Like, it's just like, that's what like this convention did. It just like blew. Like, it just showed exactly like, you know, like what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. I have a question for you, Katrina, and this is going back to like the high schooler, right? Because you just graduated, right? Congratulations for that, you know, for getting that. But what was it like for you, seeing somebody that's like your same age? You know, he went up on stage and I was like, oh, you look like a baby, you know. But what was it like for you, seeing somebody your same age in your same situation, going up there and speaking?
It definitely motivated me, because there was a speaker who was quoting verses from God, and when I was walking down from the bathroom, all I heard was, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And that was in my head the whole time. And then I saw him go up, and could you remind me of his name? You don't remember his name?
Brian?
Brian,
okay.
Yeah, Brian. So when he went up, because I want him to be recognized. Like, there's a lot of 18-year-olds, but he still did it. So saying his name, like, people still need to hear this and be like, okay, like, Brian did that. Like, because that's someone that all of the 18-year-olds can look up. The 20-year-olds can look up to him. Everybody can look up to him. And when he was talking, and everybody's so big on God in this company, because like they said, a lot of people say it's family, like it's God, family, and then like the business. Mm-hmm. But it has to be the business and God, and then take care of the family after. So when he was talking about like being able to take care of his family and take care of the people around him, and how it's such a blessing, it reminded me of, I've gone through so much stuff just in the past 3 months, like back to back to back to back, whether it was car problems, family, living, it doesn't matter. But it's not just me, there's everybody, people that we saw in that convention with the biggest smiles on their faces, clapping. You don't know what they were going through. We had people who lost family members the day prior and still came, and they were the only people clapping. And then you have the people who are successful, but they're not clapping that loud, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a matter of mindset, and he made me see that, because you have people who are going through it, and they're so happy, they're ready to just sit there and commit and to continue to go, because they know that the victim mindset, like China said, I would rather be sorry than be sore. I mean, I would rather be sore than be sorry.
Right.
You can't be the opposite way around, because if I do something like for the day, and that's what everybody says, like she just put it into words, but everybody does the same thing. Because at the end of the day, we all know a day is only 24 hours. Life does not stop. The day is the year is gonna continue to go, no matter what I feel like, no matter what you feel like, no matter what our family feels like about the business. It doesn't matter, because if we don't make a decision to either stop loafing and go, just quit and go do something else, because if you're not gonna do the business, it can't be complained about that you're not making the money, because the families are there. We live in America. There's families at the store. There's probably 10 families that you could run into just in a store, even if it's super small. There's families everywhere. Everyone needs help. It's just a matter of actually sitting there and speaking to people. So when people are saying like, oh, my premium's not that high, we haven't done that good this month, it's your choice. You're choosing to not do good this month, because when you were, they could have been sitting yesterday complaining about it. That 10 minutes that they were complaining about it, they could have taken 5 minutes to drive down the street, 2 minutes to walk in, 1 minute to approach someone, and a 5-minute conversation is all it takes to get a number. And if you're talking correctly, if you're doing it correctly, if you really listen to the uplines, because in this business we have great uplines. Like Raudel, we have Kathy, your mom, and seeing you, definitely seeing him is big. But for me, I'm looking at people in like our office, because it's so big to look at the people that you're around. Because at the end of the day, those conventions are like once or every 2 years. The people that you're surrounded with is what matters. And if you're surrounded by bad people, if you're not surrounding yourself by the energy in the office, but if you're allowing yourself to go to parties after conventions, if you're allowing yourself to go hang out with your friends who are doing nothing with themselves, if you're allowing yourself to hang out with nothings, you're going to be nothing.
Exactly.
And you're not going to get any money. You're not going to get any money. So when I hear people saying like, oh, like I'm not making that good premium, my team's not doing that good. Your team's not doing that good because your team looks up to you. If you're not doing good, your team's not going to see the faith in the business. Your team's not going to see that it works. So seeing everybody is a big, like seeing him was a big thing, but definitely seeing you, because it makes me want to do the business good and have kids, to be able to raise like your mom and dad did, to create a mini Alyzza so I can have a daughter who's gonna want to take after me, like how you look up to your mom. And it's so big, because even though your mom's shorter than you, she's shorter than everybody, we still all look up to her. Like she has so much power and such a little body, like you would never think that she would go up on stage and yell about, like she has so much energy. She has more energy than some of the grown men that I saw going up there on that stage yesterday. And I was able to look around and literally say, our hierarchy needs to be up there, because some of these people do not have the right energy, like yawning, like I'm bored, like it's empowering, but it's something that they're saying the same thing that everybody else says, but with no energy behind it. If you don't have energy behind it, I can talk about making money all I want, but if I'm not doing it, if I'm not happy about it, if I'm not excited about it, people are just gonna be like, okay, you make money, so does he, like everybody in that convention makes some amount of money. It's the energy that you have behind it, because if you're not approachable, if people don't want to talk to you, if you're not able to show people like how the business can change you, they're not gonna have any faith in it. So I've looked up to you since the first day that I came in the office, because when you came up to me and our first interaction was, hi, what's your name? I told you my name, you told me your name, and you were like, I just want to let you know I have the biggest bonus in the company as far as a girl when she was new. And I was just like, okay. I didn't allow myself to look at you and be like, this girl, like, I'm just walk away now, I'm not going to get mad. But I looked at you and I was just like, okay. And it fired me up, and I was like, who's that? And I asked Emily, I was like, who's that girl that just talked to me? She was like, that's Kathy's daughter. And I was like, oh, makes sense. That's why she told me that. I was like, okay. So I think it's inspiring for everybody, but you have to look at the people around you. You can't let the people who we saw yesterday up on the stage be the biggest motivator. Because we're not surrounded by them every single day when we come into the office. We're surrounded by the people in the meetings. We're surrounded by our friends. We're surrounded by our family members. And another thing that they talk about, and this is the last thing I want to touch on, is they talk about being able to be with a partner in the business, but if you have a bad partner, you're not going to be able to do your business.
No.
There will be no business.
Exactly.
Because no matter how happy you are when you're in this office, when you go home, they will kill your fire. They will throw water on your fire, and they will continue to do it each time because they know they have that power. If you're in a good relationship and they don't want to be in the business, because it's not wrong to be in a relationship but have that person not be your business partner, but they still have to be your partner in life. And that's something that recently I've been learning very hard. And you see it. Like, people see it. Like, you're asked, like, are you okay? Like, stuff affects your energy. So you have to surround yourself by the right people, because if not, it affects you without you wanting it to. I can smile and people who know me will still ask me, are you okay? And it's because you see right through it with people. If you know somebody, you see through it. So you have to be genuinely happy to make the business work, because if you have stuff in your heart holding you down, you will have those demons continuing to fight at you each time you get told no, each time you get dark house. Like, you will blame yourself, and you can't blame yourself. It's not something that you can blame yourself with. You have to surround yourself with good people and look at the people in the business around you, and you can look up to those people, but at the end of the day, who's around you should be the biggest inspiration.
I 1,000% agree. You know, when I first started, I actually had a similar situation with the partner that I was with before.
Yeah.
Because something that I was always told, and I wish that I actually really learned from it in that moment, but you know what, I'm glad that I did eventually, the way that you're learning. You know, somebody told me, I think it was my dad, he told me, rule number 15. Your spouse will either make or break you. And when I heard that, I was just like, is that really true? Until I went through it. And I remember, like, in this business, I think that when you come in and you're in a relationship, it sparks a light on kind of what the problems are like in your life.
I never saw anything before I came here.
And I think I am grateful. I am very, because even though I was raised in it, it won't show you until you're in it. And I'm very grateful, because not only does it shine a light on your family members and your friends, it will shine a light on the person that you're with. Because the person I was with before dimmed my light extremely. Even though I was doing great when I first started, eventually, little by little, because the power that they had, they dimmed that light. And it took, after that relationship was over, it took me time to rebuild it until I got into that new one, and I had somebody who was like-minded as me and who saw me for who I was, and like was able to it was like going from a relationship where I had somebody who was trying to drag me down to having somebody who's like, hey, what are you doing? Come on, let's get up. I was like, hey, come on, let's move. Come on, it was I know what you've been through. Come on, I got this. I got you. Don't worry. I know what happened before, but I got you. And it's not just significant others where I think people in this office, like you said, who you're surrounded with. It's great when your significant other can help you, but say you don't have one, then that's where your lifeline almost comes in this business. You have so many people surrounding you that it's who you're with can bring you up too. Your leaders, the people who you call your friends in this company, they will lift you up, and they will be that that anchor for you, and they'll help you, and they'll help you with your mindset. Because like they said, if you hang out with 5 broke people, and I'm not just talking about broke in your pocket, I'm talking about broke in your spirit, broke in your heart, broke in your mind. If you hang around 5 broke people, you will be the 6th one. But if you hang around people who are positive, people who got some money in their pocket, people who know their value, know their worth, and are willing, and they're consistently working on themselves, and they're consistently getting themselves out of their situation, you will go from being down here with those other 5 broke people to being up here with these 5 amazing individuals, and you'll be that 6th one.
That's right.
And I think that is a huge testimony. what we saw yesterday showed it.
Right.
The amount of people who got out of the situation that they were in, and they plugged themselves into this. They plugged themselves into their environment, into the meetings, into their uplines, into their leaders, into their community, into the entire company's community, and they were able to get themselves out of it. It's not just get themselves. It's that, like you said, so many people here, like your relationship with God improves here. I don't know if anybody's like, maybe that's not something that people want to talk about, but it's true.
It's true.
Your relationship with God improves here. You see him, and you know that everything that you thought in your past before you came here, it was he brought you into this for a reason. That you know that every little thing that you've dreamt of as a kid, if I want to be more, I want to do more, you know that he whispered that in your ear because he was going to drop you into this, and he was going to give you that purpose. He was going to light that fire, surround you with the right people to guide you to that.
Yeah.
And I think like the convention that we went to yesterday proved that. And I think that's kind of what lit us up. It was that confirmation of the words that he tells us, of the little whispers in our ears that he tells us of where you're going to go, and where you're going to go, where I'm going to go, and where the rest of us are going to go. Like if you felt any kind of like that's where I belong, that's going to be me, that isn't you talking. That is not you talking. That's God telling you that's where you're going to go. Right. And that's how I took it. Is that's not me saying like, yeah, I believe it and I'm agreeing with it, but that's not me talking. That's him telling me, and I'm just thinking it's me. But it's him speaking to me and telling me that's what you deserve. And I feel like that's just kind of like this company. It's just so beautiful and so amazing, and it's able to give us like just a perfect like path to what we want. And getting to see you speak today, oh my goodness, like one, I could see the change. Right. I can promise you, I could see the change from when I first like met you. And I could literally, when you were talking right now, I envisioned you on that damn stage. Because there's no way in hell you're not speaking up there. There's no way in hell you're not going to I was gonna say Hollywood, Hawaii.
I'm gonna go there too.
Yeah, there's no way in hell you're not going to Hawaii, and there's no way in hell you're not speaking up there too. Yeah. There better be like 5 of us up there speaking.
Yeah.
Like literally, like when I especially like convention, seeing like we're gonna be on that stage, not only getting rings, not only getting plaques, but like it's completely possible. Like going upstairs and getting to talk. Like, I see it. I envision it. I can see it. And, like, I don't know. To me, like, that's just, like, when I got to see you speak, like, that was something, like, I was super proud of. I was like, I can't wait to be up there and be like, look what she did.
Right.
The way I see it is, like, we're such, like, a family. It's, like, she did that. Like, she's, like, my sister. Like, she went up there and she did it. And getting to see you up there. Dude, I kid you not. I hope this doesn't sound, like, bad. But when there's a certain way that you speak when you're on stage. The closest person that I heard who kind of does that is Tanya Pope. And when Tanya Pope was just like, it's like when you say, but for real though, she has like, she does something similar to that. And I was just like, Alicia's gonna be up there. I see it. I was just like, Alicia's gonna be up there. And I fucking loved it. Sorry if we're not supposed to say that, but I did. And it was just like getting to see how many amazing people we have.
Right.
Us who are gonna be up there. I just loved it. I was just like, I can see it, I can envision it. It's gonna not just be next convention, it's gonna be convention after that, convention after that, convention after that. It's gonna be like nonstop at this point. Because I promise you, the second, I'm starting now, but I'm not stopping until I'm not stopping. Because why am I gonna stop? What else am I gonna do? Like, yes, retire, cool, great, but like I'm not gonna retire and do nothing with my life
until you can afford a big home in Bali for 3 months. Do you love that? A vacation home.
That's right.
The palace.
Yeah, I know. I think it was Mike Sharp. He's like, yeah, I got a home here, I got a home there, I got a whatever. 3
homes. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one next weekend, and then I'm at one of them now.
I kid you not. Like, I know for a fact. Like, they were all like, I'm the queen of manifestation, okay? Anything I say goes. I get anything I want. I'm not saying it to be cocky, I'm saying it because I know. And what I know is that our office, number 1 base.
That's
number
right.
1 hierarchy. Through first. I know for a fact. See all the number ones? Us.
Right.
I will say it right here. Number 1 base shop. Number 1 hierarchy. Through first, I promise you will see number 1 premium, number 1 recruits, number 1 all the way through, number 1 overall team cash.
Atlanta convention is gonna go crazy for our hierarchy.
Like it's literally gonna be like all you see is Muñoz. Then you're like, what the hell?
Biggest team too. Our team is gonna be there with the lights. We're gonna have we're gonna walk in with music, energy.
We will walk in. Everyone will know who we are. That is no doubt in my mind.
This convention taught me that all the other conventions, it doesn't matter who we're surrounded with. We, as a hierarchy, we have to just get together and we have to just agree to have the most energy.
And we will.
Because we have to.
What I'm going to do, it doesn't matter how many of us are down there, we're going to come up to our team, because that's what I want to do. Is like when I see like them being separate, that's great. Because
we will all be VIP.
That's right.
Now, whoever is up there, I'm promising I'm going to go up there with them for a couple times and I'll be like, let's go, come on, chill. Because there's no way that we're not going to be this big badass team. There's no way. Like I said, I promise, whatever I manifest, I get. Anything I say I want, I get.
That's
I promise you. And it's gonna happen.
And there's only one.
Number 1, bro. Number fucking 1, bro.
Generation 2, so she means it.
That's right. She's seen it.
I've seen it, and that's Arlene. She told me this. She said G2. The reason that he was able to do it because he had no doubt.
Right.
He's seen it since birth, so he know it works.
Right.
And a lot of people, when they start off, just a little bit of that doubt.
Right.
But like she said, there is no doubt. I've seen it. I've lived it. So because of that, I know what's gonna happen. And thank God, I have my brothers with them too. They're gonna be up here too. Like that's what I love. Like seeing that family up there. That's gonna be us. Like I just know our whole hierarchy. Most of them are gonna be down in the VIP. That's good. I'm just excited. I'm so excited to see like where we're gonna be and like all of us winning.
Right.
Like, I know for a fact all 3 of us are gonna be up there. I know for a fact.
Oh, I'm so excited. And I don't know if, different things inspire different people. I know being on stage and talking and trying to inspire others and just telling my story or whatever has been something that pushed me for like forever. Like even when I was first starting and I knew that there was like a component of like public speaking involved in the business, which is so funny, but involved in the business and when it comes to being a leader and stuff like that, girl, I got in my notebooks like speeches that I have never even touched on yet that I was already
you told me about that.
I already got stuff waiting. I already have stuff planned, and that was from back then. Imagine now, with what I've been through now, the fire now.
I'm sorry.
I thought you had something in your eye, girl. I do. Oh, okay. I'm just so sorry. Let's go. The passion. This office.
When you see her, look at her. She said, "I'm so excited too."
I see it. But here's why I'm laughing.
That's why I looked at her and I was just like, "Damn, okay." I'm about to go like this next to her. Okay, good. You good?
It's on my eye now.
Bro, she could have played it off, bro.
I know. I was trying. She was for real crying. I was like,
To all the viewers, I'm so sorry, but I'm fine now. Thank you.
We just needed this little moment.
Right. Just a little powwow session, right? But no, it's true but we believe she was crying because you know what I mean. When you're talking about your goals and your dreams and you're seeing it and you finally find a path, and things are different for you. That's when it's like, okay, there's no guessing game in it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what the journey is gonna be like, but I already know the destination. And so when you see it, and you see, especially when we saw people in our office going across the stage, hitting different milestones. Luz and Carlos. Let's give it up to Luz and Carlos.
Up there.
Because they went on stage for hitting that 6-figure income finally, and I'm so excited because it's well deserved. Right? Just from when I first came in the business, I remember being so touched and inspired for when Luz, Bernal, right, would touch the stage and go ahead and speak. She is on fire right now with her in her office, and to be able to see that and see it like the journey. And when I say when people fight and they keep fighting and they keep fighting and get knocked down and keep fighting, no, despite everything and anything, right? Luz and Carlos, they emulate that perfectly, right? So to be able to see them, and I talked to them at the convention, and I was like, so how does it feel, right? But for them to be so humble and just be like, this was their piece of advice for me. It's just, don't quit. Mm-hmm. Don't quit. Keep your energy up and just go for it, because it's closer than you think. And it was easier than they thought, honestly, to hit that milestone.
They
just
said
had
that too.
Right? You asked them too?
No, I think they said when we were doing the live broadcast, they said it. She goes, I didn't think it would be this easy. I thought it was going to be harder, but that just proves to me that I just needed to make that decision, get the work done, and it was gonna come. And that's why they're so excited to get the next ring and the next ring and the next, or diamond. There you go, the next diamond. And well, that too. The next ring and the next ring. Diamond. Oh yes. But like all 5 fingers. Yes. All of them. Seriously.
like Mike Sharp. Like go get it. Go get it. Right. No, but it's true, because I want to like wrap it up with this thought. It's the decision. It's the decision, and I feel like they say, big decisions are made at big events, but I want us to hold this energy, hold this feeling that we have, because that's the thing, like you said, it's the conventions are phenomenal. There's nothing like them. They fire you up, they get you passionate, they remind you why you're here and what you're going after, but you have to find a way to bottle in that feeling and take it with you every day. Take it with you for the very next day when you get home and you're back in that with that person that might be like those people that put out your fire. You got to be able to have it still and be like, nah, I don't believe anything that you're saying, because I have this. I remember at convention, I remember the speeches, I remember the things that touched my heart and opened my mind and opened my vision to where I'm gonna be at. You have to keep that with you. So we're excited about this event for sure. I'm sure you can see the passion, you can hear the passion, but it's making sure that we keep that feeling with us day to day, right?
I was going to ask something, but I know we were going to wrap it up soon, but I do have one question that I want to ask each of us.
Please.
Because like you said, this is the end of this was what, like, you have to make a decision at that end. It's like, if you came into that, you had no decision, that didn't take you the right way it's supposed to. But I know we all made a decision here. So I want to ask each of you, what was that decision for you guys? What decision did you make, and what decision did you make?
Did you want to kick it off?
The decision, I think everybody knows what they need to do. They know. You know that you need to get off of your butt and you need to go do the work. You know that you have to sit there and talk to people and get the recruits. You know you have to do social media. You know you have to wake up at 8 a.m. and join those 8:30 calls to get that fresh in your mind when you wake up. You know those things. But I think it definitely made me like realize I will not grow. I will not grow unless I make the decision to drop the bad elements in my life. Because for me, that's the biggest thing. Those bad elements. Because it's an angel on one shoulder for everybody. It's for everybody. Even the people who are smiling. Everybody has their demons, and everybody has like their good thoughts that attack those demons depending on how well-minded they are. And luckily for many of the older people in this business, they are able to have that experience because they do have a good head like on their shoulders. But for many of the new ones, we have to learn how to have the angel on one shoulder and have the devil on the other shoulder, and to be able to only feed into this one, and to be able to let the angel cut out those things that the devil is telling you. Because at the end of the day, no matter how close you are to God, it's still a very real thing. You still will get pushed in the wrong direction. And you have to just learn how to tell that devil to just be quiet on its own. Not you, but your mind automatically does it for you. And when you're able to do that, you know that your head is like you're in the right direction. And I think yesterday when we made a prayer, everybody, we all put our hands up and we said like the chains that we all have need to be broken. And I cried. because they were broken for me. I understand what I have to do. So it pushed. I already know what I have to do, but I hope for everybody who's even watching this, at least that prayer, if it didn't push you to really be fired up, I hope it at least push you to, if the reason you're not fired up is because of those demons, to assess those demons, to attack them in the right direction. Because that's the first step, if you were not fired up. Because there's always a reason.
Look, I know I'm not on the mic, but I still want to say this, bro. I don't even know if they're going to catch me, but you guys can repeat it. Remember that whenever you're in the right direction and you get those demons, you get those, you know, that struggle, you know you're in the right direction. Because the closer you get to God, the closer you get to your goals, the closer you get to your dreams,
the stronger
is when the devil tries to attack you the most. He tries to, he tries to bring you down, he tries to do all that. So remember the story of, I don't know how you guys say it, Job or Job, whatever, right? The stronger he got to God, the closer he got to God, the more the devil wanted to test him, right?
Yeah, in this company, we're getting closer. Right. So that devil is definitely going to be there. There's no doubt about it. Everybody has those demons. And if you're denying it, you're just in denial. It's not you saying, oh, I don't have them, I'm close with God. Everybody has them.
Everyone has them.
But you need to assess it. And if you don't, it's kiss your future goodbye if you're not able to sit down now and assess it and not say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, or I'm busy today. You're busy today and you're not able to put your mind on those things because of those demons. So it all ties back to you having to not be in denial.
And what about you?
For me, it was just, like the fact that I deserve it and I'm gonna get it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what the decision was. I gave myself permission to want it. I gave myself permission to, for real, actively go for it every single day and not be scared. Because regardless, like, we just gotta do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. The fears are still going to be there. Everything is still going to be there. Like Katrina was saying, the demons are still going to be there because the closer you get to what you want, the closer you get to that goal, the devil, the demons in you is going to be like, oh shit. It's like, hold on, they don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay you unless you die at the end of your policy.
The way that it is literally like, I want it to be when I wake the fuck up, the demon says, oh shit, there she comes.
Exactly.
Better run.
Exactly. Because, and I've said this before, wrong one. You have to be able to look anything that you're going through in the face and be like, oh, you chose me?
Like he said.
Right, like he said, you chose me to mess with? Oh, I don't know what made you choose that choice, because let me tell you something about me, is that I don't back down from a challenge.
Ooh, never quit.
I do not back down from a challenge. I get excited when I see that thing coming my way now, right? Because that's how you know you're getting closer. So the more challenges that come at me, batter up, right? Let's go, right? Because you made the worst decision in your whole life to mess with me. That's how I see it, and that's how everybody has to see it at this point moving forward, because there's the stronger you get, the more it's going to come at you, and it's just going to make you stronger every single time. There has not been, just like I think it was Alba Barragan that said, they should have taken me out back then.
Yeah.
The devil should have taken me out back then when I was down on my knees. He waited for me to get back up. It's too late now. I'm here now. I believe in myself now. I have a different energy about me now. I'm a leader of people now. So you think I'm gonna back down now? It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh that you even thought that. Psych! Right? Yes. Psych! Try again, next chapter, because for me, I know where I'm gonna be now. Now I see it. I see that it can be done. I know I believe in myself enough, and I'm so excited. You think I'm lit now? Oh, just wait. Right. You think I got the juice now? Just wait till I get more challenges that come my way. Right? Just wait for it, because if you think I'm good now, I haven't even hit a tenth of my potential. So I'm excited to meet that next version of myself. I haven't even hit that. So I am so excited to meet the next version of me. That's gonna take me to the next promotion. That's gonna take my team to the next level. That's gonna hit those different milestones. That's gonna get the ring. I'm excited to meet that version of her. So my decision is that I'm gonna ask for more. I'm gonna demand more from myself, from my vision. I'm gonna ask for more. I'm gonna have a bigger vision, because that's something that really touched base with me, was like, just keep wanting more. I don't just want to hit 100,000. I want to look Mike Sharp in the face and be like,
satisfaction.
Never satisfied, but always humble. That's what I want. So I decided to go for it. It's done with.
No settlement.
That was my decision.
I love that.
But what about you? What did you decide?
I think that was already kind of said, but I'll say it again.
Say it again.
Okay.
For the people.
I literally, like, I think you said yours was the permission.
Mm-hmm.
I gave myself that ownership. Mine was ownership. It was still that permission, but it was permission to let myself understand that this is mine.
Right.
It was permission to not think I'm this little girl who, like, I'm Kathleen Riddle's daughter. No.
Alyzza Muñoz.
It was like, if my last name is gonna be known, it's gonna be known for me,
right? Because
I'm up there. It's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, oh, Muñoz. You hear another name, Muñoz, you're gonna be like, oh, who's that? They're like, wait, this Muñoz? Like, no, not that. Oh, okay,
right.
Are you related to her? No, sorry, you're not. Like, it's gonna be my name, and it's gonna be our office.
Right.
That was, like, the ownership that I took. I literally, like, it's like, I literally saw all of you, and I was like, y'all can ride on my back, and we're gonna go together.
Let's go.
We're all gonna go together. Like, it's literally seeing and being like, no, like, the vision that I've always been grateful to have a huge vision, but I think this just opened it up to me. Like, it was always almost like a distance in between that vision and who I was. And now, like, I realized that distance was the ownership. And it was recognizing that that's mine. That this is my, like, I belong on that stage. That we belong on that stage. This office is going to be up there. I'm going to have, dude, the ring, the highest ring, the 5 million, dude, the next one's going to say Muñoz. The sixth one, the 7 million, 8 million, 9 million, 10 million. I don't care. 1 billion, I don't care. That's where my name's gonna be, and that's where our office is gonna be. Right. And that's what I knew it. I saw it, and I was like, that's gonna happen. Like, that was just like what I knew. Like, I made that decision. My family will be on the map. My family will be the one you look at, and if it's gonna happen because of me, and that's because I made that decision, and that's just what it's gonna, like, that's just what it's gonna be. That was my decision. Like, something that my children will be proud to inherit, something my parents will be proud to give down to, something that they're gonna, like, everyone's gonna see and be like, that's what I want to build. Like, that's exactly how I saw it. It's like that was like the decision I made, that, like, the size of that side and that side is gonna be the size of us by the next one, and that can happen because I can make it happen. Right. And, like, that's just like the decision. Like, there's no way in hell my parents are not gonna be up there. That was the decision I made. The decision I made was that my parents are going to be speaking in Hawaii on the first time that they ever spoke, ever in their company lives. That's going to be where they're going to speak. Up there in Hawaii. And who else is going to speak? Me, their child. That's going to be the first time I speak. And from that moment on, they're never going to not speak ever again. They're never, even if they show up to both phases and they accidentally show up to the other one just to show longer, they're gonna call them, hey, I know you're not in this phase, but can you come and speak anyways? That's what's gonna happen. That's exactly how it's gonna go, because that's just what our family is meant to be. So, guys, as you heard, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us. You can see our excitement. You can see our passion. You can see our motivation. I'm proud of these two girls. I'm proud of me. Proud of everyone in our office. Like, the changes that are going to come up. And I hope you guys see us next week. Have a great night.